Radio and discovered our quality talk shows. It's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's ubnradio.com.
Hey, everybody, it is Wednesday, August the 19th. I'm Emerson Collins, and you're listening to The Dell and Emerson Show. Straight talk, real guy! As you can tell, Del Shores is out of town today, and so I have free reign of the show, and of course that means that it is time to bring back our ever-popular The Gay View. Yes! So joining me today for this very special edition of The Gay View are Blake McIver, singer-songwriter. Hey, Blake.
Hello, Emerson Collins.
How you doing?
That was a good Del Shores, the straight talk.
Straight talk.
Straight talk.
Real guy. And actor, designer, person extraordinaire, Ashanti Mozelle.
Hola, Emerson Collins.
How you been, Ashanti?
I've been good.
It's been a minute since we've had you on the show.
It has been. It's been great, actually.
What's happening in your world?
Just a lot of busy work, a lot of designing and creating and new projects in development, and just excited to present all this stuff to you guys finally and get that out there.
I love that. Yeah. Del is traveling. He's at some campground or something, so he's going to call in. Hopefully, we're going to get to call him and have him on the phone a little later on. But until then, we are going to dive into our stories for the day. Kicking it off in the equality update, we have followed the clerk war saga around the country. All these county clerks struggling with issuing marriage licenses because of the Supreme Court. And we have talked a great deal about Kim Davis, the Kentucky County clerk, who has allegedly been married 4 times, who said her religious beliefs do not exempt her from issuing marriage licenses. She has been sued and been represented by the Liberty Counsel. Well, last week, a judge said that her religious beliefs do not exempt her from performing her duties as a government official. She will have to provide marriage licenses. However, the staff of her office is still refusing. Many of you would have seen on the internet the video of the 2 guys that went up to her office and very politely asked, and she was wearing that awkward sweater, crocheted sweater opportunity to work.
Oh my God.
And told them no. Well, these guys went back to that office. She is apparently, quote, on vacation or out of the office or something, but her staff is still refusing to issue the licenses. So a judge actually announced today that she has after August 31st, she will have to do it. She has until then to get the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals to stay her rulings. Girl.
It's too much.
Yeah, I don't even have any words for this.
Well, I just don't have any words for that sweater vest. Like, I just feel like, you can't.
I mean, in her defense, she didn't know that she was going to go viral that day.
I mean, but you gotta dress what is it? Isn't it Dolly Parton?
Every day, yes.
Isn't it Dolly Parton or somebody that says always wear clean panties to bed in case you die?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's kind of like that. Like, go to work.
Unless you don't wear.
You could go viral today. No. Well, that's a show too.
Or just have a clean.
I mean,
make sure you've wiped.
We could make it, I
before
guess,
bed.
a little less morbid and say in case there's a fire drill.
Oh, see, there we go.
Standing in the street. It doesn't have to be about dying.
Yes.
So, by the end of this month, one way, or by hook or by crook, Kim Davis will be issuing marriage licenses or out of a job. Here's hoping. Wow. And in related news, we also did the story previously about the 2 guys in Hood County in Texas where they showed up with the paperwork they had printed out online to fill out the license. And Katie Lang,
oh gosh,
that's her name, Katie Lang. Oh. It's still funny to me every time.
Wait,
really? It's not the one.
Katie Lang.
Oh,
it's not. No, it's not that Katie Lang. This is just a bigot.
Oh, Katie.
Got it. But you got to say it like you're in Texas.
Yeah,
Katie Lang.
Katie Lang. Katie Lang.
And she refused. Well, they sued her, and of course they got their marriage license eventually issued, and now the county owes them $43,000. So her bigotry is costing all of the taxpayers in her county money to these 2 guys. Now, the couple's attorneys did say they'll donate a portion of their earnings off of that settlement to Equality Texas. So Katie Lang's bigotry can take comfort in knowing that her refusal to issue a same-sex marriage license will ultimately help fund gay rights groups. Which I think is a great way to use the money.
It is.
Defer to your T-shirt on that one.
Yes, bless their bigoted hearts. Wait, I'm going to stand so you can see it on the web camera.
Nice.
Wait, it's my very first attempt at merchandising. I say it here on the radio show all the time. So I use this great website called Teespring and designed this little shirt, and they arrived in the mail to everyone in the last 2 weeks. Well, I got all of these requests from people who didn't get to join the initial campaign who want one. So today, I relaunched the campaign. So for 3 more weeks, if you would like to join me in the Bless Their Bigoted Hearts Club, which always makes me
which
think...
is different than Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts.
Well, it makes me think of the Broken Hearts Club, like from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's our Bless Their Bigoted Hearts Club. I just put them back on sale, and you can find them on my Facebook page at Emerson Collins Official, or you can go to teespring.com/bigoted hearts.
Is T spelled out T-E-E?
T-E-E, like a t-shirt. And also, because I was having so much fun with it, I redid it as a tank top and a crew neck as well, and it looks a little different. So you can go to my Facebook page and check it out and join the Bless Their Bigoted Hearts Club.
Fashion.
Bless them.
So that you don't wear a crocheted sweater.
You know, because this is a better choice than your weird crochet. Like, don't wear your grandma's Afghan to work as a sweater vest. Also, this was in the summer.
Yes.
I know.
I'm still upset.
Summer in
Horrible.
Kentucky.
I mean,
Bless her.
Bless her bigoted heart. All right, moving on. And in continuing our equality update, the Republican National Committee has passed a resolution calling for Congress to approve the First Amendment Defense Act that's been introduced. Now, they believe that this will strengthen religious liberty protections in federal law. The head of the RNC Conservative Steering Committee said that the resolution is an attempt for those of us who are people of faith to protect religious organizations. In the resolution, they said, whereas the First Amendment to the Constitution was written to prohibit the federal government from taking discriminatory action against a person on the basis that such person believes or acts in accordance with the religious belief or moral conviction, including that marriage is or should be recognized as the union of one man and one woman, or 2, sexual relations are properly reserved to such a marriage. And then they went on to say, whereas many Americans are losing their livelihoods or being disciplined for courageously dissenting from gay marriage orthodoxy. Y'all, then they wrote off a whole list of people, and every one of these people we've talked about on our show. Melissa Klein, that Sweet Cakes bakery we keep talking about. Kevin Cochran, the Atlanta fire chief who wrote that book calling homosexuality a perversion. Baroness Snutzman, the florist who wouldn't give flowers to the marriage of 2 of her longtime clients. Brendan Ike, the Mozille exec, of course, the wedding photographers, 2 different wedding venues. All these people that wanted to be bigoted at work, they listed them as saying, we need to introduce this to protect their bigotry. So if you're considering voting Republican, this is officially a part of their platform.
Oof.
Wow.
So
refer to the T-shirt.
Their bigoted hearts. Well, apparently Del Shores is in position. I talked to him yesterday. He's at this campground that he really enjoys, but he has to go up a hill to get service
and send a smoke signal.
It's literally like he's in the Sound of Music, climbing every mountain to look across the trailer park. He said. So let's see if we can get Del Shores on the line.
Hilarious.
And in the meantime, we can do Audra McDonald. Climb every mountain.
It's raining.
Look at the trailer parks.
I don't remember that verse.
Well, that's from
It's edited.
The sequel.
Hello.
Hello, Del Shores.
Del Shores.
Hello. How's everybody?
Welcome to the Del and Emerson Show.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such an honor.
I just told everybody about how you had to climb a mountain and look out across the trailer park vista in order to be with us today. So we appreciate your effort.
It's true. I am now. It's raining. It's pouring here, so I had to actually drive in my rental up the hill. I'm sitting looking at the trailer park right now. I feel right at home.
The glamour. The glamour.
Right. Glamping.
Well,
The glamour of it all.
How are things at the campground? What you been doing?
I've been writing. I've been really having wonderful writing days because nobody's really here yet. It's a kind of a weekend thing. So I came early and I've just been working on our movie, A Very Sordid Wedding. Been just knocking out the pages, writing good shit for all of us. So I feel good about it. I've got Asheville show tomorrow night, and then I come back to Timberfell and do a show here to Chapel Hill and do a show there. And that show, by the way, my Chapel Hill show is going to be televised on the internet.
That's exciting. How can people see it?
How do we?
Well, they just go to my Facebook page. I put a post that goes up in a couple of minutes, and there's a link there, and all you have to do is it's like $10, and you can see me. And everybody that's been complaining about not being able to get to one of the cities to see my show, you can see it right in your living room or your bedroom or your bathroom.
All right.
Yes.
Wherever you want to be.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So anyway, that's my plug and that's my spiel. I'm thankful for Ashanti and Blake for covering for me, and for you, Emerson, always. So
such a pleasure.
Y'all listen on, everybody.
All right.
Well, you are missed, and we'll see you when you get back. Have so much fun.
Have a good trip.
Absolutely.
Have great
All right.
shows.
Thank you, guys.
Love you.
Okay,
Love
bye. All right, well, that's Del Shores, and since he is not here, while the cat's away, I don't know, something or other we'll play. So let's flash through the gay news. Now, this weekend were the Teen Choice Awards. Now, Blake and I watched it with Justin Martindale. Ashanti, did you watch any of it?
I did not. I'm sorry. I have not watched Teen Choice Awards ever. Sorry.
But Ashanti, now you're not going to know who's like the most famous Vine star.
Oh, I don't even know what Vine is. I don't even use Vine. I'm so old right now. Teen Choice.
I'll Snapchat it to you later.
I don't even do that.
So let's,
not
but
social media
we're
savvy.
still going to talk about it for a minute.
Let's do it.
It was very interesting.
Okay.
I have watched them for years because I have the social media taste of like a 14-year-old girl in
Yes,
suburban
you do.
Texas.
It's
Like,
true.
give me country, give me pop stars, give me So
Yes.
watch the Vampire Diaries, watch the Teen Wolf. Like
And I don't watch any of those shows, so that's probably why that award show doesn't appeal to me.
I'm basically a millennial on the inside.
You
A
are.
millennial drag
That's kind
queen.
of
on
true.
the
You
inside.
are.
Like, that's my story.
Who randomly found a few cast albums from some musicals.
Yes, from some musicals.
Peppered in through the years.
But I will say what's really great about watching about who won the awards is it's really reflective of how this generation is being LGBT isn't just not an issue. And in fact, if anything, in some cases, it's a huge bonus. They're really drawn to content that reflects that. Because in the winner's circle, if you will, getting to take home a surfboard.
Nice.
Because that's what they give them. The trophy
Yeah, the
is
trophy
an
is a
actual. It's a,
surfboard.
I did
a
know
real
that.
life.
I don't-
Like
I know
why
that.
is teens love surfing? Like how did that become a
Maybe.
thing?
Because it always
It's-
happens in the summer and it's like a beach
That's true.
theme
It's
and
beach. It's Cali, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the winners,
Still doesn't make
Teen
sense.
Wolf, which prominently features LGBT characters, Pretty Little Liars, that has done a great job of telling LGBT stories, Demi Lovato, who's written Big Gay Anthem, Empire, that's really featuring LGBT stories, particularly in the African American community, were all big winners.
Nice.
And the kids vote for this, so
Yeah.
Nice.
it's really representative that they are really engaged in content that includes really strong and well-told LGBT stories.
Right.
Yes.
Well, in that it really doesn't even matter at the end of the day
Right.
what gender or what sexuality a character is. As long as you're telling a great story, then
Right.
what difference should it make if they're gay, straight, what have you?
Yes,
If you give me
and
a good story, I'm listening.
Ellen DeGeneres won for like the 8,000th time or something, and she gave a great speech saying, "It feels good to be chosen, but there was a time in my life that I was not chosen. I was the opposite of chosen because I was different. And I think I want to make sure that everyone knows what makes you different right now makes you stand out later in life. So you should be proud of being different, be proud of who you are."
She won for host,
Favorite comedian.
Yeah.
favorite. Okay.
Their categories are strange.
Okay.
And then Britney Spears got a Style Icon Award, and she
No.
looked like the grand matriarch
No.
in the room.
I mean,
I'm gonna put thumbs down on
Oh.
that. Britney has never been a fashion icon. Never.
Not-
the denim
the
dress.
denim, I was just gonna say the matching denim outfit didn't give you life.
No. Maybe for the 90s, I would have lived for it. Because that's kind of some stuff I was constructing back in the day,
Well,
designing.
wasn't that when it happened?
Yeah.
It
like
was, and with
the
the denim,
VMAs
the
and-
cowboy
when she
hat
and Justin
everything.
showed up in head-to-toe
Totally
denim.
understand it.
Patchwork
But it's
denim.
such a mess. She is always a mess. She looks like the trailer park, always.
How
It's
dare!
bad.
I do not agree.
no.
She wasn't even
Always.
barefoot.
Was she not?
No, she had on shoes and
She had on
everything.
She could walk in
strappy
them?
sandals.
Yes.
Okay. Strappy sandals,
Yes.
heels.
Yes.
Heels, very high.
And
And
could
she
walk.
wasn't even doing that weird Bambi
no,
walk.
she was
Okay.
fine.
She was doing it.
I'm gonna have to check out the footage online because
She's my girl.
I love Britney, but fashion
Is not. It doesn't do it for you.
never.
But the
Never.
but the entertaining part. First,
Yes.
we watched it with Justin Martindale, who more than once screamed at the television, "Who are you?"
Exactly.
Because they have a whole section of internet stars that
Yeah.
included like best Vine star, best YouTuber, best.
Which makes sense. It's
Whoever.
what the teens are doing and
Right.
watching and
Snapchat.
Um,
is that something?
Yes. And so, but it's really interesting because there are really strong stars from that. And I think a lot of older culture sort of looks at it down their nose at it. But some of the strongest young LGBT people in that age
yeah.
group are from those places.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Okay.
so I think that while we can go, it was like, E! Online wrote something that was like basically like, who are all these people? And all the YouTubers with millions and millions of followers were like, we have more followers than your entire website.
Right. Oh, wow.
And I was like, I don't know that we need to be shady because otherwise we turn into the grandpa sitting on the porch going, these kids today.
Right.
Get off my lawn.
No, I don't throw any shade towards the kids only because I know that it's their generation and that's what they're into. My nephew is a Snapchat king.
Yes.
I still don't get it. I don't have time for it, honestly, because I do so many other things. But yeah, I totally understand it and I don't support it.
I can't do it. Well, I heard Snapchat was a great place to get dick pics, so just saying.
Oh, okay,
so see,
then.
maybe you could be interested.
I mean, I can get that without Snapchat.
I will say that
plenty.
I did throw up in my mouth a little bit when two girls got on stage and did a joke about, they were like, you guys, we're really sad. We have to let you know that next year on this stage, we will no longer be teens. We'll be 20. Like they were dying.
Oh, jeez.
The tiniest
And I was like,
violin.
oh, girl, you have so much life ahead of you. You'll be fine.
You have so many mistakes to make.
I felt like that was one.
Oh, gosh.
All right, flashing on. Ashanti, this story is special for you.
Nice.
Hervé Leger, am I saying that right?
Hervé Leger.
Whatever they said. French fry. UK, the director of the French fry UK fashion brand, Patrick Koderk, said that he is tired of certain kinds of women wearing the dress that he made famous, the bandage dress. In an interview with the Daily Mail, he advised voluptuous women and women with very prominent hips and a very flat chest to avoid the bandage dress look. He continued to lament that the bandage style had become popular with reality show stars, adding that he refuses to give free dresses to celebrities if they are judged to lack sufficient class.
Ooh.
Now, I don't see that statement, like, it's your brand. If you don't want people wearing it,
It's
say,
true.
honey, you can buy it, but I'm not giving it to
true.
you for free.
But
Right, that's
on the
fine.
same token, it's like Tommy Hilfiger saying that he didn't want African Americans wearing his clothes when they first came out.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it was- I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. If somebody wants to wear your dress, then take the
Say-
coin and let's be moving.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and take their money.
Yeah,
Well, he then went on. I mean, as if it wasn't enough to like shame curvy women, as though curvy women can't like wrap themselves up in a bandage and be like, "Look at my body."
Right.
Because lots of people love that.
They sell the cheap version down on
Oh,
Melrose
yeah,
and
that-
downtown. They
absolutely.
have plenty versions. That
And
you can
at
get.
Wet Seal and Charlotte Russe.
All of them. Everybody has a bandage dress
Yeah.
in their repertoire. So
Yeah.
But he dug the hole deeper by saying, if you're a committed lesbian and you were wearing trousers all your life, you won't want to buy a French fry dress. Lesbians would want to be rather butch and leisurely. Yes, because all lesbians, like that's lesbians, all of them, just all of them.
Judgment.
So we
Yeah.
generalize.
Also,
Yeah.
like, how about if you want to wear pants one day and you want to wear yourself a bandage dress the next day?
So are they wearing? Is he gonna try to make bandage pants?
No, he just means like
Trousers?
if that's not like you shouldn't do it.
Oh.
Like as though you got to pick a style and stick with it every
It's true.
day.
I mean, and I see it every day. Women spilling out muffin top on top of the bandage. Like, it's bad. It looks bad. But to each his own. If
Yeah.
you feel confident strapping it all up, they're wearing all kind of waist bandage things and thigh
Spanks it up.
Spanx and all of that.
However you
Anyway,
like.
Well, and
this lady wore 5 Spanx. 5. How do you even fit your clothes on top of it if you put 5
layers
things
of
on? It's
Spanx.
crazy. Can breathe. You can't breathe.
But I sort of go to like, sir, you don't need to be snotty. How
Just-
about
yeah, just be
if
happy.
anybody feels good in your clothes, they should wear them. Isn't that what fashion's really supposed to do?
Somebody's paying $3,500 for your dress.
Okay.
Take that coin and hit it.
Yes.
You made your money, boo. Nobody gives a crap.
So,
It's about design. and
Wear
it's
what
about
makes you feel
selling.
happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
all right, well, flashing on. Okay, I love this story. The Catholic leaders gathered in Plymouth, Michigan last week to speak out against same-gender sexual relations, claiming it's harmful and unnatural, and that the Catholic Church must reach out to those with same-sex attractions. A popular Detroit Catholic priest discussed how he talks about gay issues when he meets with young people. Everybody wait for this particular analogy that he uses. He says, "This is the question which is asked by junior high kids. Why does God hate gays?" Ricardo said. Ricardo said he responds in terms that can relate to younger folks without being too explicit. He said, "Here's the image that I use." He tells the students, "What if I just rip open a bagel, I take it and I cram it in my ear? What would you say?" He said the kids respond, "That doesn't go there." I say, "Exactly. That will ruin your ear canal." Now, I'm going to back up for a minute to the question the kids ask is, why does God hate gays?
Right.
And his
And your
answer-
response is, don't put a bagel in your ear.
Right.
Okay.
Not God doesn't hate people.
Right.
Like, maybe we should have started there,
Right.
sir.
Perhaps.
This Ricardo is the priest?
Yes, he's a priest.
Oh, wow.
And a popular one at that.
Wow.
Popular.
Popular.
He's so very popular. Y'all, I mean, I like, go ahead and try to put a bagel in your ear. Why a bagel?
Who's someone put?
But make sure you use
Why are you
plenty of
wasting
cream
that?
cheese.
Right. If you use
Otherwise,
enough,
it will hurt.
Because yes, if you get
right.
enough
But
But
cream,
only the
damage your
first
canal.
time. It'll only hurt the first
that's
time.
amazing. If you get enough cream cheese, you can get it in there.
You
Yeah.
can.
Right.
So maybe that analogy works for us anyway.
Yeah.
It will ruin your ear canal.
But again, why does God hate gays? Don't put a bagel in your
Don't
ear.
put a bagel in your ear. Anytime anyone asks me a spiritual question from now on, that's what I'm going to say.
Don't put a bagel
in your ear.
What does God
Is
feel
that a
about
bagel?
Don't put a bagel in your
Don't put a
ear.
bagel
Don't
in
put
your
that
ear.
in your. That is your next T-shirt.
Bless his bigoted heart. Don't put a bagel in your ear. Also, on the story as it went around with the internet, somebody had photoshopped a bagel onto some porn star's ass, and it was hysterical.
Oh, yeah, I saw
God.
It was like, Blake, you win the day though so far for like just use just use
If
more
you use
cream
enough
cheese.
cream
Cream
cheese.
cheese is awesome.
Cream cheese lube. All right, flashing. Oh, you know, if they let people just be eating bottles of lube, they'd make cream cheese.
Nasty.
Be like, can I get some lube with my bagel? Now I'm confused.
It's like
I don't know whether to eat it or fuck it.
coming out of your ear. It's gross.
All right, flashing on.
Bless.
All right. Well, yesterday, this is a really big story. It's not specifically LGBT, but I think it relates to us a little bit in a way. So we're going to talk about it.
The down
Yes. In July, a group of hackers told the website Ashley Madison, it's a hookup site for married people, that's literally its intended purpose, for married people to have affairs, that it would release the data that they had stolen from the site if the site was not taken down completely. Well, Ashley Madison did not take the site down, and yesterday they dumped all of the information on the internet, saying Avid Life Media has failed to take down Ashley Madison and Established Men. We have explained the fraud, deceit, and stupidity of them and their members. Now everyone gets to see their data. Find someone you know in here.
Ooh.
The data dump includes 35 million email addresses, 33 million accounts, names, and addresses, all on the internet. Anonymous internet posters are combing the list, finding and looking for the people's partners and possibly emailing them. People are searching through the emails for emails that end in .edu, .gov, or that could be tied to our military first, and you can search the information by the emails. Here's my issue. Because I watched a whole lot of response basically say like, well, that's karma. Cheetahs deserve it. Ha, 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 ha. Basically was the sort of overarching laughing response of that these are terrible people doing a terrible thing and they deserve what they get. If we step a little further back from that and consider the horrifying implications of somebody breaking into a site that you put your data into, because if you replace the title Ashley Madison with Amazon or eBay or any site that you put in your name and address and email, and consider someone doing the same thing with this and it being released on the internet without your consent, the violation of privacy that is involved in that. And so I feel like if we look at these stories as they come out about who was found and who had an account, we're complicit in the violation of these people's privacy.
Right.
I don't think that judging their situation absolves us from responsibility if we support it by reading into it. You know, the Sony leaks happened and it was a big high profile, a lot of celebrity information and silly stuff, but like these are literally everyday people across the country. And we don't know why they were there. I mean, sure, some people were definitely probably using it for its intent. What about people that checked it out because they were curious and they were single and looking at it, or, you know, maybe they're in an open marriage and that isn't everyone's business, but it's something that we don't know why people were there. And even if they were there for the wrong reasons, I always think, you know, that poem that says, they came for the socialists and I said nothing because I wasn't a socialist. They came for the Jews and I said nothing because I was not a Jew. And it ends with, and then they came for me and there was no one left to say anything. Well, this feels like they came for the adulterers and I said nothing because I wasn't an adulterer.
No, I agree.
Because, you know, and the way I can think about in our community, how many LGBT people live in places where they can't be completely out or they don't feel safe or they're worried about their job or all of those things that we're fighting for their equality on. Imagine if, say, all of Grindr users' profiles were dumped onto the internet.
In my head.
What our reaction to that would be. Well, there would probably still be some people to be like, well, you shouldn't be trying to have hookup sex. Well, there are gay guys in South Dakota where the next closest one might be 40 miles away and he does it to like chat with a friend.
Right.
So I sort of think I don't think we can laugh at this. I think it's really dangerous.
It is dangerous.
And I think that we kind of have a responsibility to look. I'm going to choose to look away, is what I've decided.
Right.
You don't have to join me. I'll read the stories about the hack and like what's happening and the implications, but I'm not going to read stories of like these people were found out.
Right.
No.
Literally on the way here, I had to scroll past Twitter because there's somebody that our community hates very much that was listed in a headline as having an account, and I was like, I'm not clicking on that article.
Wow.
That person's already like been taken down enough, and I'm not even going to say the name here because I'm going to choose not to invade people's privacy and support these hackers.
Well, because that is they engaged on that website under the guise of this is private.
Right.
Yeah, and next time it could be me from Into In Bodywear.
Right, exactly.
Cheapundies.com.
Cheap undies. That if they ever
I
get
mean,
hacked, I am
I've
screwed.
been on that account and bought so much stuff over so many years.
I'm screwed.
And the little bullet points that come on the side of the page is like, what?
So regardless of what you think of the people who are on the website, I feel like it's worth considering and what would happen if this was us or a group of people that you did feel it was unfair for it to be done to, and I think that we have to treat all people the same.
Yes.
That's my 2 cents. All right, flashing on to quite literally the most ridiculous story I've seen on the internet in quite some weeks. I'm going to introduce it this way. Have you ever wanted to be impregnated by insect or alien eggs?
No.
Now you can.
No.
There is a new sex toy called the ovipositor. It's basically a big dildo that lays alien eggs molded from gelatin into the body cavity of your choice. Y'all.
In your ear?
I mean, well, did you put up
With
the picture?
enough cream cheese.
Right. Cream cheese is
yeah, put up the photo so that the people at home can see what we're talking about. Y'all, it is not a small dildo. Like, you have to be already, like, advanced
You have to be cream
in your
cheese.
activities. For the cream cheese in your bagel butt. But apparently fans of the ovipositor say that the sensation of a mushy extraterrestrial ovum slopping back out of them is a real treat.
I can't.
If that is not the most amazingly horrifyingly descriptive sentence I've read. No judgment. I'm just saying that the words used in that sentence.
Yes, that's what I'm having an issue
Many
with.
people find this sort of thing very arousing. The toys are simply phallic-shaped hollow tubes that can be used to insert gelatin eggs into oneself. There's a funnel-shaped hole in the bottom to receive the eggs, which are inserted one by one, forcing them up the tube and out the top. And then you can squeeze them out at your leisure.
Wow.
This might be the because I love to find a weird random sex is fun and everybody does a different story every week.
right.
This might be the one of the strangest we have ever found.
yeah.
That is a very
All I can think of was American Horror Story. This is for all those people sitting outside at Area
51.
I wanted to say 54, like the studio.
Right.
Area 51, thinking that they got probed by an alien. They're going to be doing this stuff and pooping it out on a YouTube video and going, look, I got probed.
Look, I did it.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you're interested, the brand is Ovipositor.
Like I said, I can't call it disgusting, but just that description
Just not maybe
gave me a little
perhaps not
shiver.
for you.
Yeah.
No judgment, but
Definitely not trying to stick that in my ear.
No. I don't think there's enough cream cheese in the world to make
not
that fit.
enough.
Not even.
Thanks, Blake, for that running gag
You're
for today's
welcome.
show.
You're welcome.
All right,
Perfect.
flashing on. The Abbey, the West Hollywood's largest LGBT-friendly and predominantly patronized bar, is getting its own reality show, apparently. Shooting has already started with owner David Cooley had a birthday as he announced that he had reacquired 100% ownership of the club.
Okay.
Patrons should be prepared to see cameras at the restaurant soon, they say, said the Abbey's publicist. Cooley is working with Banijay, the reality production company headed by former Endemol topper David Goldberg, that also counts I Am Kate, the Kardashians franchise, and E's Total Divas among its formats. There's apparently not officially a network attached, so they may be doing it on spec. We don't know.
Okay.
But Dave Cooley said it will not be a who is sleeping with who and me yelling as the yelling boss kind of reality show.
Then why are we watching?
What's it going to be? I want to see Go-Go Boys.
Fighting and some.
So he wants it to be the anti-Vanderpump Rules? Is
No,
that
but
what-
see, I want this to just be the gay Vanderpump Rules.
Right.
I want Dave Cooley to be the Lisa Vanderpump, and I want the Go-Go Boys and the servers and the hosts of the Abbey to be the crazy Vanderpump Rules cast.
Right. I agree.
Right?
That's what it is.
I want to
That's
see
reality.
Go-Go's like shaking it and hosting in the VIP and then like fighting in a little bit and see some patrons making out in the bathroom and
Well, they're going to have to redo the behind the scenes of the Abbey if they're going to film there, because when I worked there, we got dressed in a little like pantry that was like the size of half the size of this table.
Oh,
like
wow.
10 boys stuffed into.
Okay. Then.
I mean, I feel like it'd be
There
interesting.
wasn't enough cream cheese.
I was going to say the cream
Also,
cheese was running low.
Let's be honest, there are gonna be so many gays like trying to find out the filming schedule and be like, oh, what? Me? I didn't know.
Oh, I
And
just
this,
happened to put on this outfit.
banging outfit to
Right.
like constantly be trying to stand in front of whoever's actually being
on
shamed.
TV. Oh my god,
I kind of want to go.
Hilarious. Yeah, I kind of want to
go.
grab
I want to be an
popcorn.
accidental extra in the Abbey reality series. They got cute hosts, they got cute dancers, they get those girls up there. Like it's a great club. They got that fire pit.
It's fun.
They did that remodel. Like Dave Cooley knows his stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he's a smart guy.
So it's a great environment. I will watch.
And I'm glad that he has full ownership of the club again. I feel like that's going to be really good for the Abbey in general, that it's not SBE and corporate anymore.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
It's become so like, I don't want to say straight, but
well, and I think that was part of the problem. I think that was SBE's pressure to make it like everyone's bar, and it is everyone's bar, but it is in the center of West Hollywood, and it was founded as a gay bar.
Right. So we shall see. I can't wait. I love this next story because it's really innovative and interesting. There's a brand new film called Blackbird from director Patrick Ian Polk, based on Larry Desplechin's iconic novel about a gay Christian teen coming of age in a zealously religious Mississippi town. The main character is a high school student in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Hattiesburg.
Right? Who struggles with the shame he feels about his attraction to other men. Leaders in his black church, where he sings in the choir, as well as his devout mother, played by Monique, stoke the stigma, sometimes unwittingly, that surrounds his sexual orientation. It addresses homophobia among African Americans, the so-called download culture, interracial relationships, abortion, the hypocrisy of religious leaders, and more. There's even a scene featuring STD and HIV testing. I mean, that is so many things in one movie.
Wow.
Like, get your story. And the film is supposed to be incredibly great, and it's actually available on DVD now, so check it out. John's going to put up the film poster.
Nice.
it is really good. I actually have seen it.
Oh, did you really?
I did. It was a friend of mine, Terrell Tilford, the actor. He's in the movie, and I had an opportunity to see it. It's really well done. But
I love
I think
that.
it's one of Patrick's best writing and directing
Nice.
Excellent.
endeavors so far. Yeah, for sure.
And then with the release, and this is the part of it that was so inspiring to me, the actors and filmmakers have partnered with AIDS Alabama to help launch its Prep Up Alabama program. The initiative will raise awareness of the HIV prevention tools available to gay men of color, including PrEP, the use of preventative medication, a strategy that has seen little pickup in the South. As part of this partnership, Monique, who's also an executive producer of the film, released a video invitation to a screening and Q&A with the cast. The price of admission to the event was an HIV test.
All right.
In the video,
So
she
smart.
said, not only are we asking you to support the film, but also yourself. Get a ticket and get tested. How amazing is that? The collaboration continues the mission of what Monique set out to do with the film's creation. She said, it's enough, she says, it's enough for us to stop hurting and hurting one another. It's time for us to say, let's make it a better place and accept people for who they were made to be. But I just thought the idea of
amazing.
making your entry to a Q&A with a film that addresses these issues, get tested, absolutely stunning. Because the biggest part of, I think our two biggest issues in HIV and AIDS conversation in our culture, it's funny, I'm actually doing an interview for a magazine about this, so I've been thinking about it, is getting tested, actually knowing your status in order to then know what to do about it if you are positive. And then the second part of it is the stigma associated with people who have it. If we can get people tested and remove the stigma, everyone could know where they are and manage it as a chronic condition like so many other illnesses if you have access to affordable health care. So I think making your art a part of the actual activism in the community, like that's so inspiring.
So smart.
So huge applause to Patrick and Monique and the entire cast.
Yes,
Great.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah,
Love
really well
that.
done. Well done.
But yeah, the DVD is officially available, so check it out. Flashing on, Target made a big hubbub last week because they've decided to make their toy sections gender neutral. They've gotten a lot of complaints over the years about signs and sections that said like building sets and then girls building sets and boys bedrooms and girls bedrooms where they separate by like blue and pink and that kind of thing. Target said simply, we know that shopping preferences and needs change, and as guests have pointed out, in some departments like toys, home, or entertainment, suggesting products by gender is unnecessary. It's kind of a simple thing. Now it's just bedding, toys, whatever. Well, some people were so upset by this that they went to Target's Facebook page and they have just been saying, I'm not going to shop at Target anymore. Well, somebody knew that this was going to happen, so he made a fake Facebook account with the Target logo and made his profile name Ask for Help. And so when people complained on the Facebook page, he would answer it like it looked like Target customer service. Here are a few examples.
Nice.
Somebody said, I want to say that I am totally against Target doing away with gender-based bedding for children. We will no longer be shopping at your store.
Oh my God.
He wrote back, and we at Target just want to say that we are totally against couples having one Facebook account. It is ridiculous and just wrong. We will now be adding you to the cannot shop here list.
Oh, wow.
Hilarious.
Someone else said, why are you letting social activists run your business? You do realize that almost all Americans hate political correctness, right? He wrote back, We at Target believe the socialist agenda is a righteous cause and fully support it. But yes, it does appear that quite a few Americans do in fact dislike being politically correct. So to demonstrate our ability to not be politically correct, we invite you to write your opinion on a short little piece of paper, roll it up, and gently insert that rolled up paper into your behind. Have a great day.
Stick it in your ear with cream cheese.
But like literally, like okay, like some people think it's silly that people were upset that there's gender better, but like how you get upset about them doing it, like you're gonna have a hard time shopping in the toy section now because you might have to walk one more aisle to say Barbie because it didn't say girls above it.
Right.
They could just put Barbie at the end, and if you got a boy or a girl that wants a Barbie,
the whole aisle glows pink when you walk in.
There's your aisle.
Yeah.
But like, why don't we need like tell our little boys he can't buy a Barbie or our little girls that they can't buy a building set? Just say toys and let your kid walk to the ones they like.
Exactly.
Happy Christmas. The end.
I don't spend
And
that
it's
much
already
time in that
pretty
section.
organized by like brand.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, it's like you get the Disney stuff in this aisle, the
Right.
Star Wars stuff in this aisle. Like,
Yes.
You know, it's like
Right. Well, that's.
But like,
So
being like, I'm not going to shop at Target anymore because I can't tell if that's for a girl's bedroom or a boy's bedroom.
So they should just mix all the clothes and everything.
Be like, go ahead.
Yeah.
Who like, here's clothes.
Women's
Here's
clothes,
toys.
right.
Here's bedding.
Shop.
Buy the ones you like.
Right. Exactly.
Anyway.
Interesting. That would be interesting.
Flashing on 2 really quick Craigslist stories because y'all people get up to nonsense on the Craigslist.
Right.
Uh-oh.
A man went to
Missed
prison
encounters.
for 10 years, 47-year-old Frederick Banks, and when he got out, he had a bone to pick with the officer that put him away. So he posted a fake man-for-man Craigslist ad looking for gay sex that included that agent's home phone number and address.
Oh.
Literally a month after he got done with his probation, he posted this ad to get back at the FBI agent. In the ad, he identified the agent as a married white boy seeking a male sex partner for himself and his wife, who he described as a blonde, gorgeous girl next door type. All races are welcome, can play anytime. The agent received 2 phone calls in response, and I was like, "What? Did he use bad pictures? Because I feel like if you put your phone number on a Craigslist hookup, a whole lot of people would call you."
Well,
He must not look too cute.
Well, the FBI tracked him down, and now he's charged with stalking and harassing an FBI agent. So I hope that was worth
Sorry,
it.
dude.
Oh.
You're an idiot.
Like, bless your
So
heart.
maybe you need to learn to let it go.
You should have let it go, Elsa.
Well, this is like the same thing with that Madison, whatever.
Yes.
that
Ashley
story
Madison.
is. It's
Yes.
like people invading your privacy. It's like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And how did he expect that story?
Had
Right,
to end. Like they
exactly.
just
Like-
went through where he logged onto the internet. It was at
Yeah.
Pittsburgh where he lives.
Oh, okay.
ridiculous.
Well,
And in another one, y'all, we talk about like live your life, have your sex the way you like it, do what you do, but be safe and be thoughtful about how and where you meet people that you don't know. Because a 22-year-old man met 20-year-old Leroy Jeffrey on Craigslist M4M section, and they agreed to meet in a secluded parking lot at 1:30 a.m. Sir,
1:30.
that is not a good plan. Like if for nothing else, meet at a 7-Eleven or something safe with some
Yeah.
strangers
Lights.
around.
I need some lights.
So you
Not
could be
secluded.
like, so you could say, "Hey girl, hey, look you up and down, make sure you don't look crazy."
Yeah.
You end
Well,
up on Snap.
Jeffrey allegedly pulled a handgun and demanded the victim's phone and keys and then drove off in the man's Impala.
All right.
The victim managed to flag down a police officer who chased after Jeffrey, and the high-speed pursuit lasted about half an hour before Jeffrey finally surrendered.
good lord.
But like, he showed up to be like, let's like, in a 1:30 a.m. in a secluded parking lot.
No.
No,
You
you
thought
can
he was
meet.
gonna get a little sucky.
Yeah, you need to meet in a meet y'all.
It happens. You don't.
Well, no,
I'm not-
meet somewhere
Yes,
safe,
but
and
pick a
then,
smart
then you
place.
can go somewhere
Right,
secluded.
but if you're trying to be discreet and you're trying to keep it on the DL, you're gonna meet in that secluded
Well,
parking lot.
but you can meet in a discreet place that you don't know anybody. You could be like, let's meet 30 minutes away
Yeah.
at the Circle K.
That's true.
I don't know anybody
Not
over there.
everybody thinks like that, and I've been guilty of
Thinking with them hormones in the middle of the night.
Exactly,
Like, hello?
exactly, and maybe not meeting in the most secure or safe place, but in the back of your mind, the hormones definitely take over, and you're not even thinking
And
about your safety.
Someone drives off in your
Exactly,
Impala.
Oh.
True, but
Shock
he got
Holla.
it back. He got it back.
So
20-inch blades on the Impala.
Man.
Impala, get laid tonight.
I'm just
Swisher
saying.
roll type.
He didn't even get laid.
Get
That's
laid.
all.
He didn't get
that's the
laid tonight.
sad- That's the
Exactly.
saddest part of the
My
Right.
way.
No sucky.
Stuck on the highway. All right. Flashing on. I want to do this real quick. Can we discuss like the poor Disney princes and princesses have just been
they've
turned
been
into
through
everything
it.
they can be turned into on the internet. Now we've seen the Disney princesses without makeup.
Ugh.
We've seen what
That
they would
was
look like as
horrifying.
real people. Well, now somebody has done what the Disney princess would look like on Grindr profiles.
Oh gosh, I have
Um,
to click this link.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read a few
It's
to you.
really great.
Eric from The Little Mermaid. It says that he's a top with a little fish emoji. 18 years old, 5'7", all chest and no legs. It says, headline, fish bottoms only, 420 friendly. Dom top into water sports. Not much into talking on here for a long time. It's Grindr. Don't be so serious.
Who is this?
Eric,
Eric,
the Little
Prince
Mermaid.
Eric.
Got it.
Into water sports. If I take too long to respond, it just means I'm not interested. Plenty of other fish in the sea. And then we have beast for beast. Man in the streets, beast in the sheets. Into beasts only. If I wanted a princess, I wouldn't be on here. No offense, just my preference. In the bedroom, pretty much an aggressive top. I can host, so be my guest.
Right, I love it.
Work.
And then we have John Smith from Pocahontas.
Oh, that one was funny.
New here, show me around. Yes, I'm from England. No, I don't have an accent. Ha
I loved that.
Just got off my
Mel
boat
Gibson
here.
shade.
Right.
Always looking for fun adventure in the woods. Explorer in and out of the red room. Can you blow me away?
All right.
Paint with all those colors.
Prince Philip, married sub is the headline. Live in a castle, work, never. Just your boy next door who is into some kinky play. Mutual foot fetish, a plus. Must be charming. And then, let's see. And then Aladdin, of course. A genie in a bottle, baby. Let me show you my whole ... new world.
Oh.
Just want a guy to come over, strip down, and have me explore his cave of wonders. I want to give you a magic carpet ride you will never forget. Trust me, you ain't never had a lay like me.
Sounds
Wah.
Sounds like Aladdin is very versed.
Very.
But it might be time for the internet to stop like destroying the Disney prince and
We've
princesses.
done it so yeah, it's enough.
Like,
enough is enough.
all
is
of them.
enough.
All right, well, moving on to our Transcetera segment. I've made it a goal to make sure that we focus on trans issues here on our show. A lot of gay men, including myself, were not as familiar with trans issues and the experience until the last few years. In fact, our first story, and I kind of love this, Sir Ian McKellen, notably famous actor and homosexual, is narrating a documentary on Muslim drag queens, and he talked about that very thing. He said, I'm ashamed how little I know about drag and trans and areas of being gay that I have not been a part of. It makes me begin to understand what it was like 30, 40 years ago when people didn't understand about simply being gay. You're going to have to lead us and help us help you. I think you're wonderful. And I think that speaks for a lot of us, that really are learning about trans issues as a result of Janet Mock and Laverne Cox and I Am Kate and Becoming Us and all of these issues coming forward. And we have a responsibility to do so.
Right.
So, and related, and specifically why? Because this next story, the 17th trans woman was murdered this year, Tamara Dominguez.
This year.
Yes, and 3 in the last 2 weeks. She got out of a vehicle, was arguing with the driver when he knocked her down before running over her twice and fleeing the scenes. She is the 16th trans woman of color who has been murdered. 6th reported in the last 10 days, and we're up to 17 this year.
Oh, wow.
Trans, particularly women of color, face an inordinate amount of violence. When we talk about fighting for people's rights, we are fighting about marriage, and they're still fighting for access to healthcare and actually their physical safety and well-being. And that's why it's important we continue to educate ourselves in order to support their issues the way we can. So, in a more positive trans news, the very first trans woman will be joining a cast of The Real Housewives. Apparently, it is rumored that social media personality Amaya Scott will be the first trans cast member of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's been seen filming
exciting.
scenes for the upcoming 8th season.
Yay.
Yes.
And what I love about that is that as a trans woman, she's faced a lot of blowback and discrimination in her life, which means that I guarantee you that she knows how to fight back verbally when
yes.
people come for her
Oh,
about who
yes.
she is, which I think is necessary if you're going to join that cast.
Hello.
Oh, you have to be. You have to be
So,
ready.
Those
Miss
ladies are
Amaya Scott,
vicious.
we are excited to watch you, see what you have to say, and watch you hold your own.
Absolutely.
I hope she doesn't hold back. I really do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's Insta famous as well, so
Right.
she's
Yeah,
used
she's
to
already
people
got a
on the
huge
internet
following.
coming for her.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So I think she's ready.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and she's in Atlanta, so.
Ashanti, have you been watching I Am Kate? Have you had time?
I have watched, I think I've seen one episode, and it was when they went to the winery.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So it was just
that
2
was
weeks
the
ago.
recent. Yeah.
Okay,
Or-
yeah.
yeah.
I only saw like half of that episode. I caught it in the middle, and I'm that kind of person I have to see it from the beginning
Of course.
just to get into it. But what I did see was very interesting. It's interesting for me to watch Bruce,
Caitlyn. Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Watch Bruce be this new person, Caitlyn.
Right.
It's not difficult, but it's something that was kind of evolving watching the Kardashians. So
Sure.
I'm not really surprised by any of it. It's just interesting to see him in full Caitlyn garb, the hair, the makeup, the dresses, the nails, because he doesn't move his posturing and his mannerisms are nothing. I expected it to him to be more feminized.
Well, it's to see the experience of her after having spent so much time with the family. Well, and Blake, what have you thought of it?
I mean, I love it. I'm really invested. My favorite thing though that she's doing is giving voice to these other trans activists that we need to hear from. And also, which we've talked about before, like her ability to make herself look uninformed and
to
let
show
that
us
happen. She's letting herself, she's allowing the learning moments to happen so that we can learn with her.
Yes.
And I think that's so powerful because it puts the audience on Caitlin's side, but also she's not afraid to look ignorant at times.
No.
And it's interesting that she's our entry point because you're right. And y'all, I would watch an entire spin-off show just about the other amazing women that are on the show.
Oh,
like, they should just be a full cast of I Am Kate. Like, they should be on it forever.
Yeah, it should be those ladies.
And I love how much it's exposed us because, like, Jenny Boylan is a huge leader and in the entire LGBT community is one of the co-chairs of GLAAD. And she's really smart, and I've been a fan of her activism for a really long time, but I love seeing her be able to be, like, silly and in the pool and, you know, talk about her wife and, like, flying home to, you know, she's a professor. And Jen Richards is a young leading icon as well. And Shandy talking about her experience of starting as a drag queen and realizing it really that she was trans. And of course, Candace Kane is a huge superstar. Like, and then they had Kate Bornstein on this weekend,
which was
and she
brilliant.
and Jenny Boylan don't agree on a lot of things and trans issues. And to see them all like having fun and discussing like the wide variety of what there is in the trans community, like we found ourselves watching and going, "Which one of the cast of I Am Kate are you?"
Yeah,
you know,
we were ready for the BuzzFeed quiz.
Yes, because they're funny and smart, and they're being really warm to Caitlyn in the way that they teach her. You know, they're not getting offended. They're not yelling at her about not doing it right. They're educating her and holding her hand and walking her through it. And I think that sets the great tone for the wider culture. For us to be educating each other, you know, and not yell at people when they mess up on pronouns or get confused, and as we all learn together, it's
a good model for how we should really all be treating one another, regardless of gender.
Yes. Sure. So I am loving it, and in other two quick other exciting trans news, Adian Dowling we've talked about is the trans man that did the recreation of the Adam Levine.
Yes.
You know, with the hand.
Yes.
Well, he did his photo shoot this week as one of 5 men that could appear on the cover of Men's Health for the Reader's Choice search for Ultimate Guy. He killed the preliminary voting, and regardless of whether he wins the cover or not, this photo shoot will be in the magazine. And it's just such a great, amazing
I didn't know that
representation.
part of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then the very first trans White House staffer was hired and started this week. Rafi Friedman-Gerspin, who formerly served in trans advocacy as policy advisor for the National Center for Transgender Equality's Racial and Economic Justice Initiative.
All right.
I mean, I feel like Rafi knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Just started this week. So continued
great.
excitement and awareness of a wide variety of trans stories. And one more, checking in with Crazy.
Okay, then.
Cuckoo. Steve Hodes is the leader of the conservative Republicans of Texas, and he's on a faith, family, freedom tour.
Oh, Lord.
It sounds like Future Farmers of America, like giving speeches where he claims that homo fascists are trying to take over America.
Oh,
he
that's us.
is
That's
claiming there is a homosexual manifesto. I don't know about y'all, but manifesto always sounds like a really thick book that would be really hard to read. And let's be honest, none of us would read it.
It would be a pop-up book if it
The
was.
only manifesto I ever wanted to read was that one he wrote in Jerry Maguire.
Right?
That they should have put out on the internet. Anyway, he said that would make the hackles stand up on the back of your neck when you see what they have planned. He believes the manifesto is a serious declaration of war on straight people.
Oh, God.
Holtz then pulled out a sword and waved it in front of the gathering. An actual sword.
Oh.
Saying, our strongest weapon in the fight is the word of God. The word of God is like a two-edged sword. For thousands of years, men fought with swords. Can you imagine that piercing right through the enemy like this? That's what the word of God does. Sir, it's a metaphor.
Right.
Put on the armor
Yeah.
of God is not literally put
Right,
on,
right.
not pick up a sword. He said homo fascists, he warned, are hell-bent on recruiting children and described transgender people as deviant. Drive them out of our city. I don't want them in our city. Send them back to San Francisco. 'Cause
Oh.
that's where we all come from.
Okay, good to
All
know.
of us.
Good to
So-
know. I thought we were from Mykonos, but
Oh, we should be. All of us should be from Mykonos. I bet they have the greatest cream cheese lube.
they have
Mykonos.
the best kind.
Flavored.
The best kind. You can get it in
Eh, but no, they-
strawberry
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There
love
would be
it.
hummus,
Garlic.
all right?
or... Well, yes, hummus, tzatziki.
Tzatziki. That's the one I was trying to get to. Y'all know me. I eat like a 5-year-old. I couldn't think of the word.
It's all right.
And finally, what's gay in sports ball? A sad announcement in the past week. Michael Sam, that we followed his journey through the NFL, is stepping away from football. He did Dancing with the Stars, then joined a Canadian team, but left after 3 weeks for personal reasons. Then he returned for a few weeks and finally made his on-field debut But then on Friday, he tweeted, "The last 12 months have been very difficult for me to the point where I became concerned with my mental health. Because of this, I'm going to step away from the game at this time. I thank the Alouettes for this opportunity and hope to be back on the field soon. Thank you all for your understanding and support."
I feel really bad for him. I feel like he's gotten in a very short amount of time the best and worst of being a gay icon. Like,
yes.
I can't imagine the pressure. You know, it was like he's perfect. He's the savior, and then it was like 2 weeks later, it was like he does everything wrong and he says everything wrong. Like it's poor guy. Like,
well, and also, you know, according to many sports ball people, y'all know I don't know anything about this, but that he was right on the borderline of like between positions and what his skill set was and where he could be used in the NFL. And so to have that on top of all of the pressure that came with choosing to step forward, which was his choice, but nonetheless, the blowback, that's a lot. And you have a relationship, and then you're looking at moving to another country, and that's a lot of things. And a lot of people were sort of deriding it on social media, and I thought that was sad because I think mental health is something really serious, and it is important to take care of yourself and to know when you are experiencing more than you can emotionally, mentally, and spiritually handle. I think you made a smart decision, and I don't think without being on the inside of it, any of us gets to judge that.
No,
so, Michael,
not
we
at
wish
all.
you the best, and still thank you for choosing to step forward on behalf of little gay boys and girls everywhere that want to be sports ball players that looked up to that. Nice. But two other great, super exciting coming out stories this week. Britain had its first out rugby player in Keegan Hurst, and the first gay minor league baseball player, David Denson, came out in the Milwaukee Brewers system, the first person in Major League Baseball.
Minor league.
Yes, a minor league, but a part of the Brewers system.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so it's people like Michael Sam and these guys who continue to make it possible for younger LGBT athletes to feel comfortable about doing what they love and being who they are at the same time. And we continue to applaud them, even if I'm never going to watch you play a game.
Well, that's all right.
Oh, but this David Denson, he's kind of cute.
Oh, well, good. Well, see, there you go, Ashanti. Maybe you could be a wag.
And so is that rugby player.
I am not trying to wife nobody.
All right. That's our show. That's the Gay View for today. Thanks so much for joining us, boys. Ashanti, remind everybody where we can find you on the social medias.
Ashygram.com or Ashygram on Instagram, Ashanti Mozelle on Twitter.
And Blake McIver.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake McIver or at facebook.com/Blake McIver Official.
And I don't know, do we even ever talk about it on the show? Blake did a fantastic remake of 50 Styles of Demi Lovato's Cool for the Summer. And if you haven't heard it or seen it, check it out on his Facebook page or his YouTube page.
Yeah.
Cool for the Summer, Blake McIver, like low-key 50s vibe. And we shot the whole video on my iPhone. And it's cute. And of course, as always, you can find me on Facebook at Emerson Collins Official. If you want one of my Bless Your Bigoted Heart shirts, they're available there. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you guys. And we will see you next week. Stick around for On Air with Tony Sweet and then Jasper after that. And then, of course, as always, our dear friend and Walker. A great day here on UBN Radio.
Hooray.
Bye.
Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's UBNradio.com.
Hey listeners, are you interested in animals great and small? Do you want to help preserve, conserve, and protect with love, dignity, and respect? Then you are going to want to tune in to Animal Magnetism with your host, that's me, Carolyn Hennessy, every other Sunday at 10 a.m. in the morning. A great way to wake up. Check the UBN radio calendar for the schedule. Talk at you then.